The eagle has landed.
The eagle is in the chair.
She is.
Hey, Sixy. Hey, Sixers. I'm doing the same. Alright, so refreshing. Hi, everyone that's joined us already this morning. If you would, while we're waiting for everyone to join the broadcast, please join us on the Nails Magazine broadcast and hit the little share button so that all of our fellow nail professionals can join us. Today we're going to talk about the Nails Magazine Foot Forward Summit, and we want to make sure that as many people as possible get all of this information. Alright, I'm clicking share on mine.
Yep. Done.
Did you share yours already? Yes.
I did, yeah.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Alright. Posting. Oh, I'm sharing in the wrong place. It's helpful if you share in the right place.
Okay, let's get this way a little
It
bit
gives
more.
you more options. I need to come that way. Oh,
Yes.
I'm going to have to move my butt instead of the seat. How's that? Better? Hi, everyone that's joining. We are just giving people a couple minutes to join and make sure
Can we angle that
as
a little?
many people as possible are on the broadcast. And if you would, go ahead and click share down in the bottom corner and share the broadcast with your fellow nail professionals.
I'm just going to tilt it up a little bit more so it's...
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Don't let me trip on anything.
Right.
Cords galore. Someday we'll... Keep feeling like we're cutting off our heads.
That's alright, we don't need heads. As long as they can see the guest in the iPad, we're good. Oops, let's turn the sound off.
I put some more center, I think.
Perfect. Can everybody see everything okay? Is everything looking good for you guys?
Sorry for the screen adjustments. We want you to be able to
Hi, everyone that's saying hi.
see our bright, shining faces. Oh, ooh, what language is that? Asuka?
Ooh. Cool, that looks awesome. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. And it looks like we are 3 minutes past, so we will go ahead and get started.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I told him yes, sir, earlier.
Perfect. So, good morning. Welcome to the Nail On broadcast on Nails Magazine Facebook page. I'm Holly, the fingernail fixer, and joining me is BFFmel, otherwise known as
Melissa Finch.
from Mel's Tips of the Trade. Today we are actually doing a bonus broadcast. You'll notice that this is not the second Monday of the month, and yet you find us here on your
Here we
device.
are.
So today we're actually doing a bonus broadcast covering the Foot Forward Summit event that will be in Atlanta coming this August. I'm getting really excited about the trip.
Too.
I finally have my flight booked, and we are going in early.
Yes, we are.
We are getting pedicures in Atlanta. We're getting our nails done in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We're going to check out the zoo in Atlanta.
Yes, I was planning on only coming in on Saturday, and the BFF knows here she's got to find something interesting for me to want to go early, and then she informed me that the zoo there has pandas. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll go Thursday.
Yes. Because pandas are to BFFmel what turtles are to
yes.
me.
Yes.
And you're thinking about either going early or staying late, Nellie?
I think I might do both.
Nice.
Still working on that one. I haven't booked tickets yet, so I got some time to figure that out.
Brilliant. So
And
joining
I might
us,
tag along to the zoo with you.
nice, that would be fun.
Okay.
We'll let you know which day we're going.
Yes.
Perfect.
Because we're kind of scheduling everything around our nail appointments. You know how it is.
Oh, absolutely.
Girl has to have her priorities.
Right? Priorities all the way. Joining us as a guest in the iPad for the first half of today's broadcast is Nellie Neal. Yay!
Hey!
So,
And you're getting lots of hellos. Can we show Nellie some love with some hearts and thumbs up, please? We'll get some love for you going on the broadcast.
There we go. There's
never
some.
too much love.
There's some love.
There's some Nellie love. Yay! Tell us a little bit about yourself, Nellie.
So I am the owner of the Pedi Lab here in Minnetonka, Minnesota, and I specialize in foot care. My main specialty with foot care is creating a flawless pedicure, no matter how tragic the toes were when they came into me.
That's awesome.
So really take my time and do a very detailed service as carefully and effectively as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But I work out of this space all by myself, so it's a big private suite just for me and my client. So nobody has to be concerned with, other people looking at their feet before they're finished.
Nice. It's your little secret.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I specialize in doing a lot of toenail reconstructions and extreme callus makeovers. So a lot of those people have been really cautious of going into salons previously.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like to create a really, really private, quiet space for them to enjoy their service.
Excellent. And calling it the Pedi Lab really kind of puts you in focus of more of a necessary service than a foo-foo pedicure.
Absolutely, yeah. And I do a good combination of both.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to, get the results-oriented pedicure, but I really do try to make it a spa experience at the same time.
For sure. And something really cool about what you do as well is your unique location.
Yes. I'm set on a 17-acre nature preserve, just really hidden away down in a little valley. Really hard for people to find the first time, which was completely my goal. And it's been awesome ever since. I've been here a little over a year now.
Awesome. And it's a beautiful space, if I do say so.
Thank you.
It's a gorgeous space. So, the little friend in my lap, Sandy, this is Six. Six is the kitty cat that lives here at the Mel's Tips of the Trade Studios.
Yes.
So, and you may find other furry friends joining us later. I know that Nellie has his little furry friend down in the watermelon.
Here's Frank.
There's Frank. Just out of curiosity, how many of you are viewing from home and you have your fur babies watching with you?
Probably everybody.
Right? Like, that's the beauty of being at home is fur baby time, isn't it? All right.
Working from home, too.
Exactly. I am running up through the comments real quick to make sure we haven't missed any questions before we jump into more information on the summit. And Tracy, I'm guessing that you figured out by now, yes, it's definitely Nellie in the background. And we answered
hello.
the little friend.
Hello to everybody that's just joining us. I see comments popping up. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, there's a good comment. The fur baby is too big for the lap. I love that. It's brilliant. There's not a such thing as too big for your lap. Just too big for maybe the chair that you're sitting in. Because there's nowhere for the overflow off of your lap. Those are the best I love big fur
Dogs
babies.
are just sofa dogs. You gotta sit on the sofa with them.
Exactly. All right. So let's get into the Foot Forward Summit event in Atlanta. For those of you that have kind of been thinking about going or you're going, we have been putting out information. I've been writing some things on the blog. So on the blog, you'll find some tips and tricks on saving money with travel. If you will book your flight sooner versus waiting a really long time, Nellie, your flight will be cheaper. So the sooner you book your flight, the more likely you are to save money if you're flying in. Also, something we mentioned is finding a roommate to share expenses. You could split the cost of a rental car if you want to do things besides come straight in and just do the event. Splitting the cost of a room 2 ways, 4 ways, whatever you're comfortable with. If you visit the Nails Magazine Facebook page and choose events, you will see that there are some attendees posting that they're looking for roommates or looking to split some travel expenses. And the more people that post looking to do that, the more likely everyone is to find someone to share expenses.
The question is, what blog is that?
You will find that on the Nails Magazine page, the Fingernail Fixer blog. And I can actually really quick pull that up and post a link in the comments as Six gives me some love. He's like, excuse me, you stopped petting me.
She.
Oh yeah, she. Why do I always call her a boy? I'm so horrible. Oh, there it is. Comment. Hello, let me comment. Why won't it let me comment?
I don't know. It's not letting her comment, but if we don't get it on right now, we'll definitely get it in there by the end of the broadcast.
Yes.
Or as soon as we're over and she gets her computer to cooperate. So please check back with our comments.
It seriously won't let me comment.
What? Okay, we'll come back to it.
Okay. Yes. So if you go to, I'll tell you what the link is. It's nailsmag.com/bloglist/fingernail fixer. Or if you just go to the Nails Magazine page and click on blogs, then you'll find it. Before we jump into talking about the summit, do you have any questions that you've been like absolutely dying to have answered right this minute? We'll give you guys a second to type in your questions.
And then a second for it to catch up so where we can see it.
Right. It's just a tiny bit of lag.
Yeah, the lag's a few seconds, so. Nellie, what are you looking forward to most?
You know, I'm looking forward to there even just being an event like this. I think this is definitely something the industry's been needing, and I think this is something that nail techs have really been craving to have. I mean, I think there's such an amazing group of nail techs that do want to specialize in feet and really do want to have the proper information so they can, you know, service their clients in an effective and safe way. So I think this event is going to be huge for bringing that to everyone.
I'm really looking forward to education just focused on feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think foot care education is not a huge focus at a lot of trade shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think it's really important that we have an event all just geared towards feet, and it's like-minded people getting together wanting to learn.
Yeah, and it's very exciting. I see there are actually some doctors on the guest list for speakers, as well as for the panel.
Yes. Which I think that's going to be really exciting. I love working with doctors. I think that is extremely important because, you know, they're there to really work on things that we're not allowed to, but they're not there to beautify the feet. So when you have a relationship with a podiatrist, it's really amazing to have them work on the feet, and then you're there to beautify them, make that customer feel good about their feet again.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay, question, who are the vendors? Do we know that yet?
Yes, let me pull up the Foot Forward.
Oh, I do. I can answer that.
Oh, brilliant. Go for it. Yay!
So, you got CJ Murray there selling Microlia, which is an amazing disinfectant as well as some other things. You have the Foot Nanny there. You have LCN. You have Foot Logic. I think, is there others?
Let me pull that up.
I think that might be all of them. I mean, those are some of the biggest names I think.
Yep.
In
LCN, FootLogix, North American NASP. I forget what the A. Is it North American?
It's North American School of Pedology.
That's it. It was the school word that I was losing.
Okay, the next question is, what are the classes? And I can tell you that one. On Monday, there's a keynote speaker in identifying common foot conditions. We also, on Monday, is how to work with a podiatrist and why it can benefit you. Using toenail braces to increase profit and client satisfaction. How toenail reconstruction can build revenue with speaker Nellie. And then in the afternoon after lunch, we have taking steps to ensure safe pedicure services. Made to order, how to tailor your services. Mm-hmm. The business of foot care and how to market yourself. That is a panel, and Nellie is one of our panelists. Expanding,
Excited for that.
expanding your revenue with additional revenue streams, and then moving forward. And then there is some advanced training on Tuesday, which is included in the price but has a separate registration. So you need to, if you want to attend one of the advanced trainings on Monday, go in and register under that separately.
I did forget one vendor that CJ just pointed out. Contigo Foot Spa is going to be there.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thanks for that,
yes.
CJ.
Thank you,
The
CJ.
pedicure spa that I use, and it is my favorite.
And we will be talking to CJ also here shortly after we're done with Mr. Nellie.
Yes.
So advanced training on Tuesday is barefoot toenail restoration certification by LCN. Oh, that does have a class fee. Pedicuring in the gray zone certification from FootLogix. And the business of pedicuring certification from NASP.
Awesome.
But that's all on the Foot Forward Summit website.
Yes. So if you'll go to footforwardsummit.com, the class information and details as well as some brief bios on the speakers has been updated. And we do have some fun information from our keynote speaker, right?
Yes.
Do you want to share that?
Okay. This is from B. Pilcher. I'm sorry.
Yes, Bruce.
Bruce, thank you. Sorry, Bruce. He says, a simple bio. Okay. I have 2 medical degrees, a DPM, which is a doctorate of podiatric, I think that's how medicine and surgery, and an MD degree. I have been in practice for 33 years, and I have seen just about every foot problem you may imagine. Why people should attend my lecture? We will be doing mini medical school in 60 minutes. Yes.
Nice.
Come to significantly expand your understanding of the foot and how this knowledge can translate into growing your business. Tip for those who are unable to attend: go visit the podiatrist near where you work and leave them your business card. They will start sending clients and patients to you for good foot care. And his favorite memory from a nail salon is watching my wife getting her nails done. Pure bliss. What a good man.
Right? That's an excellent man to watch you get your nails done. Heck yes. And if he pays for it in addition to watching you, that's
Right?
even better. All right, so that answers the class questions, and we also had some information on a couple other people that would be in attendance. One is Vicky, and which class was Vicky teaching in that class sheet that you have?
She's one of the first ones.
Yeah, she's one of the
I think she's
earlier
right after
classes.
our keynote speaker. I lied. She's 11:10 a.m. Using toenail braces to increase profit and client sanitation.
Brilliant. And I actually have...
Taking steps to ensure safe pedicure services.
Nice. And I've actually purchased the toenail brace system and like have it sitting at home, and I'm like, I feel like I need another class, because I did a brilliant webinar with CJ, and so I have amazing notes because she's a great sharing educator. I just am still like, ooh, this is really like, I really feel like I need to see it in a class because I'm such a hands-on learner.
I would love to get my hands on that and play
yes,
with it.
Yes. So maybe
It's
we will
pretty
have
easy once you get the
to.
hang of it.
Right, and it's that whole getting the hang of it thing that I'd like to see in person before I use it
Yes.
on a person, just to be sure I'm doing it right. So definitely maybe we can play with it together when we get back.
Okay.
Vicky is a vice president of education at FootLogix, and FootLogix is a foot-focused line of products. She's been in the industry for over 30 years. She's a foot care expert, educator, and keynote speaker. She has lots of educational experience. You can check out her full bio at footforwardsummit.com. She's currently a VP of Education for FootLogix as well as the president of NASP. So I'm thinking this chick knows a lot about feet. She's an international speaker, and she believes that education is the key to continued success. And we definitely love to see anytime a speaker is really enthusiastic about education, because that's what sets some of us apart, is our level of education and our passion for the industry and knowing as much as we can about what we're doing. And it gives people like me as a diabetic confidence when you're going into someone like Mel for a service that I don't really have to micromanage the pedicure. I can actually sit back and enjoy the service because I know she's not going to hurt me. Why should we asked Vicky some questions. We wanted to know why attendees should consider her class. And she has come back with information that FootLogix is one of the leaders in the foot care industry, and they deal specifically in only feet. She's going to have in-depth concentrated classes that go well beyond basic pedicure knowledge. There's also going to be some hands-on training in some of the classes, and her answer to what excites her as a foot care educator is she's thrilled when she sees a student have an aha moment where everything they've learned comes into place. And I have to say that's probably one of my favorite things about educating as well.
No matter what the topic, that aha moments from attendees and students.
Yes. How do you feel when someone gets that aha moment when you're talking to them, Nellie?
Well, I mean, obviously, it makes you feel pretty good because you finally said something that made it click.
Right? And it's that click that's like, okay, now they've gotten their return on investment for attending that class.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I love hearing that comment of, this was so worth the time, I learned so much, where they don't sit there and being like, man, this was a waste.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully nobody ever leaves a class thinking that.
No,
Yes.
I don't think I've seen that, but I love it when they have vocalized that, yes, this was worth my time.
Absolutely. So we will give you guys a chance to post some questions if you have some other questions for us on the Foot Forward Summit event. Nellie, I see that you are teaching with Denise in your class. And what will she be bringing to the table? What can you tell us about Denise as a speaker?
So Denise is going to be a really big asset to have at the show. Denise has spent a ton of years actually working with podiatrists. So she's a really good contact to have when that's an area that you're looking to get into.
Awesome.
So I think more or less she's going to be able to help kind of with the toenail reconstructions, helping you figure out how to market that with the podiatrist so you guys can work together.
Awesome. And just so that you as our viewers are aware, for our August broadcast, the Monday of Foot Forward Summit is actually the second Monday of the month. So guess where we're going to be broadcasting from? The Foot Forward Summit. Yeah. So who knows who we'll have on the show with us live. They won't even have to be in the iPad. We'll actually have some live guests on the show, as well as giving you some behind the scenes looks into what's going on. If you cannot make the Foot Forward Summit, then we'll definitely bring you some tidbits of information. So keep an eye on both of our social media channels, Mel's Tips of the Trade and Fingernail Fixer, as well as the Nails Magazine social media channels. Will you be broadcasting as well, Nellie?
I'm sure I will be. I never put my phone down.
And what is your Instagram and Facebook if they don't follow you yet?
My Instagram is @GetNailed by Nellie, Nellie. And Facebook is Nellie Neal.
Excellent. So from between those four places, you'll definitely get some interesting coverage on the Foot Forward Summit.
Oh, yeah. We'll be broadcasting, I'm sure, the whole time.
Excellent. Except for while you're in class, maybe?
You know.
You never know what could happen.
Do any of you have questions on the Foot Forward Summit so far? Is it quiet on your screen as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Shelby was the last one to say hi to us.
Nice. So I'm guessing that a lot of you have maybe hopped onto the newly updated footforwardsummit.com to see that there is a lot more information up there and ready to go now. I would encourage you to keep an eye out on the Fingernail Fixer blog on the nails page for more information of I've got a blog coming up with restaurant ideas near the Foot Forward Summit, as well as something upcoming before then about where to book a nail or a pedicure service if you'd like to get treated, especially to a pedicure, so you're not walking around with crusty feet at a Foot Forward Summit.
Right. Yep. I'm looking forward to ours that are scheduled.
Yes, I was trying to think, have we ever been able to get a pedicure at the same time?
It's been probably, I would say, better than 10 years since you and I have been able to sit next to each other.
Yeah.
And sit back and relax and get pedicures.
Because we did that here in Altoona, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Otherwise, we usually have to just trade.
Right.
So, yeah, it's really exciting as best
Trading's
friends.
always fun too, though.
Oh, yeah, trading is awesome.
But at least when you're getting it side by side, you can actually sit and have a glass of wine.
Or Starbucks.
Us too.
Yes. Like,
Cheers.
yep. So how did this come about?
The Foot Forward Summit was a concept by Nails Magazine. They realized that there is a shortage of foot care education when it comes to a trade show event, or even a lot of the networking events. You'll usually see kind of 1 or 2 foot classes, but they realized that this is really an area of our industry that the education is not as easy to find or as easy to access unless you're following specific people. Like if you're following Nellie, then you definitely know about different foot care classes coming up that he knows about. However, if you're not following very specific people within the industry, then you don't always have the opportunity to know about foot care classes. And a lot of manufacturers don't even offer them anymore. Or if they do, it's a general spa class, like with some massage tips and some product knowledge, but not really truly getting into like your foot disorders, caring about people that don't have perfect feet, and things like that. So it's really an effort by Nails Magazine to kind of bridge that gap and fill in the lack of information when it comes to really comprehensive, detailed foot care.
Yes.
And it's nice that they've brought in some medical professionals to really enhance that knowledge so that it is more science.
Yes.
And nail geeks, we love some science.
We do. Yep. All right, we're almost done with Mr. Nellie. Does anybody have any questions for him before he leaves us?
Yes. Do you have any questions for Nellie? If you don't have any questions for Nellie, make sure you show him some thumbs ups and some hearts and love before he leaves us.
There we go. Give him some love.
Yay! Love, love,
Well, thank
love.
you guys for having me.
Oh, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we really appreciate your time. And
If you ever need me again, let me know. I just gotta go get my eyelashes done now so I look beautiful for Gatlinburg.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Have a great time in Gatlinburg. Say
Thank
hello
you.
to everyone for us.
Absolutely.
And kisses to Frank.
I will. All right, I'll talk
Brilliant.
to you guys later. Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
Is anyone going to come up with massage video? Can you elaborate on that by what you mean about massage video? Like, are you looking for ideas for step-by-steps or techniques? What are you looking for in a massage video? And welcome to those of you just joining us. We are in the process of answering questions about the Foot Forward Summit, and we're getting ready to bring on our next special guest.
Yes, I'm about to call up CJ Murray here. We told her 11:30, so I don't want to jump the gun on her too much.
Right? We'll give her a couple minutes so we're not early.
You want to talk about
And
Miss
I
Janet?
would love to.
Okay.
One of the panelists at Foot Forward Summit is Janet McCormick. And for those of you that are not familiar with her, she has been in the industry for quite some time. And she is an absolute wealth of knowledge, especially when it comes to the medical aspect of pedicure knowledge. So there's probably not anything she doesn't know when it comes to diseases and disorders. I would go as far as to say she knows a lot about the anatomy, even the musculature. She is very, very knowledgeable about a lot of that.
Awesome resource for...
An insanely awesome resource. I have done some online classes from her, and they're really, what feels like to me, I feel like going to nail school was high school, and taking classes from like Janet or Pedi Nails or things like that are like nail college. So she's like nail college level information, and I generally have to study it a few times for all of that information to sink in, because it's just such comprehensive information from Janet.
I'm going to dial up CJ here, so Forgive me while I don't want to interrupt.
Brilliant.
Okay. Hi, CJ. Hey. Miss Holly. We're going to read a quick bio on one of our other presenters.
And then we'll hop over to you.
And then we're going to get on you. Do I have you centered well enough here?
Brilliant.
Yep.
So Janet is a 37-plus year veteran of the beauty industry. She's written over 400 educational articles in the nail and skincare trade magazines. She's done 2 books. She's authored manicuring and pedicure chapters of Milady Nail Technology textbook, which also Doug Schoen has written pieces for the Milady. She is really into empowering nail professionals and estheticians. So definitely her knowledge is very broadly based into both categories. She has some great degrees, and she is co-author of Nail Care Academy and co-owner and contributor to Salon Gurus. And we will definitely post those in the comments, either during or after the broadcast when it allows me to add comments. Otherwise,
your comment did post, by the way.
Did it? Awesome. Mm-hmm. It's nailcare-academy.com or salongurus.com. And gurus is Gurus, in case, because like I hear that word, I'm like, how do you spell that exactly? So she is definitely into upgrading skills and knowledge of nail professionals and estheticians. So it's a really huge bonus to have her on the discussion panel at the Foot Forward Summit. And then I'll hang on to this because she sent a tip with some information for nail professionals that can't attend the event.
Okay.
So I definitely want to throw that in as a bonus here in a little bit. Hi, CJ.
Hey there, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Doing good.
Excellent. So CJ are you the owner of Center for Beauty?
I am.
Perfect. CJ owns Center for Beauty, which is a distributor. And CJ is probably one of the most amazing people when it comes to service that I have run across anywhere. And I always come away from her emails like, like it just feels like back in the olden days when customer service was really important and you really felt like a valued person just from having spoken to them. And she always leaves you coming away feeling like your time, your comments, everything about you has value to her. And I love that warm, squishy feeling. It's even better than driving through Chick-fil-A and they give you your food and say, my pleasure. Like, she is the ultimate customer service.
She ranked you above Chick-fil-A. That's something.
Right? Like, she's amazing.
Thank you.
CJ, what can you tell us about the Foot Forward Summit? Could you clarify the vendors in case we missed anyone or for people that have just joined us?
Absolutely. Thank you for the great introduction. I would like to add one thing, though.
Please.
My beauty business is all about feet. So I have been focusing on foot care for the pedicure service or for the salon spa professional since way back into 2008. So I am just so excited to be able to be a participant and see that Nails Magazine is, or somebody at least, is moving forward to really focus on the, on feet itself. I think you named all the vendors that are going to be there. Of course, there's myself, and we have Foot Logics and LCN. We have Contago Spa, and we have the Foot Nanny out of California. Those are the vendors that I'm aware of right now. The speakers I know are absolutely phenomenal. I know there's some other topics that's going to be discussed at the forum as well. And I'm hoping that we have a really good turnout on this because clients love to see us grow. Whether it's professional or it's personally, our clients love to see us grow. And when we do these educational classes and we share them with our clients and we share them with the public, it really shows stability in our business. And personally, our clients become our friends. So they're thrilled to death to see us grow personally as well. And I think one of the things that we miss in our industry is getting this education across to the public. And when we do something like this, especially where this is like the flagship, because we really haven't had anything like this in the past for our industry, I think it's a great time to be able to share that with not just our clients, but share that through the media, through the newspaper, and get the exposure that our society needs, and showing that we are more than just about the fluff and buff.
Absolutely. It's really important that clients realize there is a difference in pedicure. There's a difference in salons. And so a pedicure shouldn't be painful. You shouldn't need to see a doctor from getting a pedicure.
Or need a Tylenol.
Or need a Tylenol from the pedicure being painful. And it really is important for the consumer to know that, because then they will demand that the professional meet that standard.
That's it. That's exactly right. And I tell you, I mean, you've opened up a can of worms here with me, Holly, because I get so passionate about this stuff. And you know, some may already know my experience in speaking with one of our state senators in regards to Florida wanting to reduce the amount of hours that we have in our nail tech license. And when I went to talk to him, it was really interesting because, you know, you can tell a lot by body language. And he was listening. There's no doubt he was listening. But it was kind of like the same mundane thing. And then all of a sudden, as I started to talk to him, you know, my passion kind of just started coming out. And I started to say, you know, foot care is not like it used to be 50 years ago. In so many ways, we are the first responders. We are the first ones to see if there's any type of mark on the skin that could be signs of cancer. We are the first ones to see any cuts or abrasions on the bottom of our clients' feet because they're elderly and they don't have anybody care for them. We're the first ones to be able to identify mottled skin and make recommendations for them to go see podiatrists, which we should in all cases. And because of that, we have to have affiliations in our associations with the podiatrists out there, because we have to stay within the limits of our license. And I believe that this foot forum will really help people understand that, because the medical professionals that are there will definitely express upon that, which really needs to be expressed upon, that we need to stay within the limits of our license. But back to my point, when I started to talk to him about that, I noticed a little perky up in his whole appearance. And you know, at the end of the conversation, he said to me, he says, nobody has ever put it to me this way.
Nice.
That this is such a totally different aspect. And I said, exactly, because when we think of pedicures, we think, unfortunately, and this isn't a bad thing for the industry, but we think of the nail service. We think of stiletto nails. We think of the bling. We think of the bling. We think of all the different pretty new trendy colors that are coming out. This is what our society associates foot care to.
Yes.
And it's sad, because there's so much more that has to do with it. But anyways,
no, I really like the comment.
I'll get off my soapbox.
No, I really like your perspective of where the first responders. There's another gal here, Erin, says she agrees, the first responders. That is a great way to look at that, because it's not, like you said, it's not just toes, it's foot care.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly right. And I think the frustrating part for me, and when you were talking about, you know, with Nellie, about how the most exciting thing is when somebody comes and tells you they have that aha moment. I tell you what, I've been in this industry for 30 years. My focus is the nail technician. We have always been on the low man of the totem pole. And Holly, thank you for your comments on customer service. I hope and pray that I have it in me to continue to do that, because it has always been such a frustrating aspect to me that us as technicians are so non-recognized. We was always on the low merit of the totem pole. And when I started my business back in 2008 to really focus on feet with distribution, that was my commitment, not just to you, but to myself, that I would always keep that technician on the high end of the totem pole, because we have to be. We are more important than people think, and that's why it's so important, going back to the foot forum, that if you are attending this class, this is the absolute perfect opportunity to do a press release, to announce it all over the world. Social media, not just on your pages, but go on to find podiatry pages that you can link onto and make that announcement that you're going to this flagship Foot Forward Summit, and be proud of what you're doing and what you're going to learn. And if you can link into those podiatry pages, who knows which podiatrist you may end up linking to as a referral basis. So
Absolutely.
This is, I mean, it really is a lot more grandiose than it sounds. And it can be as big or as small as you want to be. If you're spending the money for the social aspect, my advice is truly stay home. Because every bit of money that you put towards education is going to pay off.
Yes.
If you really believe in that education. And based on what I'm hearing with the speakers that will be there, and those of us who will have tables, I know for myself, it's a little different trade show than what we're used to, but we have some exciting information that we're going to share in regards to disinfection and in regards to toe props, with like med pads and toe separators, things that we need in our salons that most people don't realize they can get. So it's, you know, if you're going to spend the time to do this and spend the money to be there, then use it to your fullest ability. And market yourself, and in doing so, you're marketing the industry. You're giving the industry a better name. You're putting a light out there on what people don't see about in our industry, and we need that. We really do.
Absolutely. And this, in the time leading up to Foot Forward Summit, would be an ideal opportunity to maybe connect with some podiatrists in your area and talk to them about tagging their pages while you're at the Foot Forward Summit.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, as well as ask your clients, who do they go to as a podiatrist? That's a really good way to get started if you live in a really large city and there are hundreds of podiatrists. Ask your clients who they see and start with people that you already have a connection to. And something else we could do to kind of make sure we're all sharing information is use the hashtag Foot Forward Summit. Just put the pound sign and the word Foot Forward Summit with no spaces in your post. And then once you make that post, you'll be able to click on that hashtag and see what other people have posted at the event. Because I find when I look at other people's posts from an event, they've caught something in a different perspective than what I did. And so I continue to learn even afterwards.
Yes. That's exactly right. And can I add one more thing?
Please.
Of course.
When we do this summit, which is completely different than any other trade show, I would really highly recommend that everybody write a list of 10 questions that they want answered. Because when these panelists get up there, they're sharing they have volunteered to share their expertise with you. So be ready. Have these questions. Doesn't matter how difficult or far off you may think it is. Have these questions ready so that when it comes time to the question answer part, which I know there is going to be that you have some really good valid questions ready to ask the people that, especially the ones that you haven't been following in this industry, these new doctors that are coming in. I mean, we're always here for you. The me's, the Nellies, the Vickies, the LCNs, we're always here for you and glad to be. But you have some new people coming in. I think that it's really important to tag off of those people and ask some questions that you know, again, maybe seem so totally far out to you, but write them down and be prepared. That would be my biggest advice, is be prepared with something like this.
That's really good advice, because nothing is more frustrating than to enter a situation like that, and you're so overwhelmed by your education from the day that you can't remember the questions you had before you got there.
Yes.
So that's great advice, CJ. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And for the people that aren't familiar with you yet, can you let them know about your social media as well as your blog? I love your weekly blogs.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love writing my blogs. I always joke it takes 1 or 2 beers and I'm good to go. So anytime you see those typos, you can blame it on the beer or two. My husband actually got to the point where he said, "Will you please show this to me before you post it?" All the errors. But, so my business is Center for Beauty. I carry products that have to do with feet. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm trying to get better on the whole Instagram thing. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on Google. If there's a social media aspect out there, I'm on it.
Nice.
And it's always has to do with Center for Beauty. If you can't find me under Center for Beauty, it may be tagged under CJ Murray. But I do a lot through social media. And my blog is something that I started writing, good Lord, I started writing for Cosmoprof actually several years ago. And when they stopped their articles, I just kind of took it over and did it on myself or for myself. And it's my Have You Heard blog.
Yes.
And I write topics that primarily have to do with the business of feet the majority of the time. And I'm really excited about the one I wrote today because I learned something new.
Nice.
And that's what it is. I learned it today. It happened to be regarding my daughter and a new facility she's in and a question they asked. Do you mind if I share? Because
please do.
So she moved. My daughter moved, and she's at a new. She's in Connecticut from Florida, and she's in a salon that all they do is highlighting services. She's a hairstylist. So in talking to her, I was asking her what was different between this salon and the salon she came from down here in regards to the client consultation, because that to me is huge. Client consultation is huge. And she said, well, she goes, one of the things that's different is we ask them how much they expect to pay for that service.
Wow.
And I said, really? Said, so you go through the whole consultation, you find out what the client wants, and then you turn that back around and say, okay, for all of this that you want, what are your financial expectations? And they'll come back and they'll say, well, how much is it going to be? Or my budget is this, my budget is that. And she had a client that the service would have totaled $400. And the client came back, and what's hysterical about this is she was a hairstylist herself, this client. So they came back and said, I'm really only prepared to pay $200. And the response back from my daughter was, well, you've asked for this, 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 and this. For $200, we can do this and this today, and then we can reschedule you to come back to do the additional service when it's within your budget. And a light bulb went off in my head, and I thought, this is just absolutely brilliant, because we think we're going to spend 45 minutes on a client, and then an hour and a half later, we're still working on that client.
Yes.
Because their toenails needed more work, or the skin on their feet needed more work. And I thought, not only is it brilliant, but what a way to really build somebody's own self-esteem.
For sure.
So often our clients, or ourselves, not our clients, but our technicians, I hear it all the time, oh, I can't charge that. Oh, I'm afraid to raise my prices. I mean, there's just so many things that come back where we just don't want to do this. But now we don't have to change anything. Mm-hmm. We just say to Mr. Smith or Mrs. Smith, as I used in my article, look, if you're only expecting to pay $40 for this, you need all this work on your toenails. We need some extra work on the skin in order to get the results that you wanted. And that's another key question. what are you expecting to get from this service? And if your client's coming back and saying, well, I want my cuticles cleaned up, my toenails clipped, I want my skin not to be dry anymore, basically they want a miracle, which we can give in most cases.
With the proper amount of time.
In the proper amount of time, exactly. So I just had to share that. And those are some of the things that I do. I learn from my clients, I learn from my family, life's experiences, whatever it is, and I always try to tie it into something that has to do with feet. My blog is available to everybody on my website, which is cjcenterforbeauty.com, and it has its own little page, and there's just a time there. It's archived. You can go in there, and every article I wrote is in there. So
awesome.
It's easy.
And when we get off the broadcast, can you put a link to your site in the comments for everyone?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So back to the Foot Forum.
Yes.
I first wanted Nails Magazine for doing this. Since I opened my business in 2008, foot care has been growing at a rate of 30% each year. And it's as we said earlier, it's not the fluff and buff like it used to be. It can be.
Right.
But we have to kind of mingle the fluff and buff in with the serious stuff. And we need to be able to know the difference of what we can and we can't do. And our clients are looking for us to give them solutions.
Yes.
So this foot form is really going to give our technicians an idea or different ideas, hopefully, of what they can do to offer those solutions to their clients with staying within the limits of their license.
Yes, because it's really important to know and understand your scope of practice. And it's also important to approach a pedicure service as a skin and toenail maintenance. And have clients understand that this is a really important service for your continued well-being, not just an unnecessary want. It's actually a need.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, my favorite saying, Holly. If you only brush your teeth once a month, what do you think's going to happen?
Exactly.
All maintenance.
It really is. And home care is important. And will some of our vendors be covering home care?
I don't know if our vendors will be doing that. I'm sure that I know that in the LCN Barefoot class on Tuesday, we always cover home care for sure. I know in the product wise with home care, when we're talking pedicures and foot care products, we always cover home care, absolutely. And I will be doing it at my booth with my toe prop products, with the Met pads and the toe separators and things like that. So I know I'll be covering it in my area.
Brilliant. So home care is equally important to the service, because if they're not maintaining it, CJ's example of only brushing your teeth once a month is perfect. If you're not maintaining it at home, then the results aren't going to be exactly what you're looking for. So it's getting that client to understand that their foot care service is a partnership with you.
One of the things I've told my clients is, I cannot be completely responsible for your nails if I see you only 1 hour every 2 weeks or 1 hour once a month. You have to take responsibility in it yourself too. Like I said, this is a partnership between the two of us.
Yeah. And a great comment from Erin is, with the growing population of people that have diabetes, foot care is an absolutely critical need. And this is something that I agree with. Even as a diabetic, I have a tendency not to look at the bottom of my feet on a regular basis. And I depend on the person doing my pedicure to let me know if there's anything that wasn't there the time before. And that's where that consultation and those client notes come in.
That's exactly right. And she is right about that. But truthfully, foot care is an absolute critical need for everybody. And as I can see, Erin stated, our insurance companies have pulled away from our podiatrists, which is making us in the salons first responders. And we just need to take that more seriously than we ever have in the past.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us, CJ. We've loved having you, and we really appreciate the extra information. And to kind of close out today's broadcast, please post if you have any questions so we can get to those before we close out. And everyone send CJ some love, some thumbs up and some hearts, please. Show CJ some love. And I'd like to give you a tip for those that could not make it to the Foot Forward Summit from Janet McCormick. She said to remind you that many education resources are now available to nail technicians, from networking to conferences to conventions. Every time we attend an event, no matter what your experience is or how long you have or haven't been in the industry, those aha moments of learning are important for your knowledge and skills, especially when attending non-product related classes. And this is so true. So even though you may not personally be able to make it to the event, search for the hashtag #FootForwardSummit and see what information you can learn from others attending the event.
Yes.
That's a really great piece of advice. And Janet's favorite memory in the industry is the first time she reconstructed a toenail on someone that had had it partially removed in the mid-'80s. And the woman was able to wear beautiful sandals again.
I had that experience just a couple of summers ago.
Nice.
This gal hadn't worn open-toed shoes in public in 20 years.
Wow.
And she was able to go out and buy sandals. It
Look at
makes me
you
emotional.
tearing up.
She teared up when she was all done.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Sorry.
that is, we are kind of therapists mixed in with first responders,
Yes.
mixed in with friend. We do so much for them, and they look to us to be able to trust us to take care of them and not cause harm and to stay within our scope of practice. Yes, agree with you, Erin. New information is always coming out, changing, improving. So even if you've been in the industry, I've been in the industry for 19 years. How about you?
17.
So even as long as we've been in the industry, I can guarantee you we are going to learn something at the Foot Forward Summit. So you've never been in too long to know everything. That just isn't a point that occurs.
That's a comment I used to tell students when I taught at the cosmetology schools. If you got to where you think you know everything about your certain practice, everything about nails, everything about hair, it's time to move on and do something else because you've lost the passion for it.
Yes, yes. We do wear many hats in the industry. And Deb, the growing niche is falling in between typical salon and medical environments where it's creating a challenge to find appropriate workspaces. That's a really good point. And this is maybe something that we could delve into a little further in future broadcasts. And perhaps it would be ideal for next week. Next week for our regular monthly broadcast on the second Monday of the month, we have Dr. Dana Stern joining us as a guest. And so you can bring your skin questions, your foot questions, your nail questions, because Dr. Stern is not a podiatrist, she's a dermatologist. Thank you. I'm forgetting the word, help me. So she is
I got you.
a dermatologist. And we'll definitely post some more information about Dr. Stern. So keep an eye on social media and join us next week at our usual time, which is 11 Central, noon East Coast, 10 a.m. West Coast.
Mountain.
Mountain is 11. No, Mountain is 10. Thank you. 9 on the West Coast. And it ends up being about 5-ish in London. Am I remembering correctly?
They're 6 hours ahead of us?
Yes, so it ends up being about 5 o'clock in London. Or in
yes, they're 6 hours ahead of us.
Spain and Denmark, it would be 6 o'clock. And then I know sometimes we have our friends from New Zealand and Australia join us, and they are getting up before dawn. So it's always a pleasure to see them
example,
as well.
right now in Brisbane, it's almost 3 in the morning.
Exactly.
And in Auckland, it's almost 5 in the morning.
Perfect. So we see that you don't have any additional questions on the Foot Forward Summit. Again, a reminder, check out the event here on the Nails Magazine Facebook page so that you can look for a roommate or see if someone wants to share expenses. If you split a cab from the airport to the hotel, that's going to save you money. Even if you don't want to room with someone, you could still split a cab with someone. that has a similar flight time.
I will be needing to go back to the airport on Tuesday by myself because somebody else is staying in Atlanta.
Yeah, I have to literally go from the summit to another work event. So it's that whole workaholic thing.
So if somebody wants to pair up with me on a cab ride back to the airport on Tuesday, hit me up. Let me know.
Oh, thank you. I'm always afraid to say Ms. Taylor's first name because I'm afraid I will butcher it. And she has given us, you can pronounce it, is it Thoden?
I would say
Thoden?
Mm-hmm.
Let us know if we did that right. That's awesome. And let us know if you have any other questions. We'll come back and check the comments on this video if you want to continue to leave questions here. You can also leave questions in the event itself on the Nails page, and we'll come back and check those.
We check those
and
regularly.
Leave answers on that page for you as well. And thank you so much. Yay, we said it right. Now I'll know how to say your name when you talk to us. Thank you, Thoden. And so,
where's Thoden from?
Yes, where are you from?
That's such an interesting name.
Where's everyone from in the chat?
Yeah.
Hit us up. We're curious.
We got a couple minutes. You let us know where you're at.
Yes.
In case you haven't watched us before, we're actually broadcasting from Des Moines, Iowa. Well, Altoona, Iowa. It's a suburb of Des Moines, but Hailey and I both live in Iowa. I live in Altoona, and she lives about an hour and a half from me.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you getting responses quicker than I am?
Not yet.
Oh, that's okay.
Maybe we caught them off guard asking where they're from. They're like, what? I'm supposed to answer something?
Thought we were done.
They might be listening while they work, and so they can't type to us.
There we go.
Ah, there we go. Tennessee. Is it as hot in Tennessee as it is in Iowa today?
What are we today? Shouldn't be as bad as it was last week.
Ah, she lives in Florida, but her mom is from Iceland.
Ah, nice.
Nice.
We are 82 right now. Feels like 85. Oh, that's not as bad as it has been.
No, we've been in the hundreds.
Our heat index last Friday was like 109.
Right?
Yes.
So definitely your toes should be looking awesome as hot as it is right now. Because if you have to put on shoes and socks, it's really sad.
Yes.
Ooh, Massachusetts. Nice. So we've got a good mix all over the place. Ah, it's an oven in Massachusetts as well.
Yeah.
I think that's like a general feeling of the U.S. here lately is an oven.
Yes.
Europe was a little cooler, which was really a nice treat. Oh, cool. Do you get to see your parents when you come to the Foot Forward Summit, Thoden? Kelowna, Iowa. Woo, woo.
Hey, I know Shannon. Hi, Shannon.
Awesome. It's good to see you, Shannon. Thanks for joining us.
You know, one of the things that I've just...
There's a Texas. It's definitely hot there.
Yes. One of the things I've just loved about doing these broadcasts, and it just kind of blows my mind, is how we can sit here in I've turned my spare bedroom into my nails studio, my nails haven, and we can communicate with these people all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that aspect of social media.
Well, and I love that our passions are the same.
Yes.
So we're getting to talk to like-minded people that are total nail geeks, and they love information like we do.
My license plate is actually Nail Geek.
It totally is. I love it. I'm a little jealous that she got that. All right, so we should shut her down, stop taking up everyone's time.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us to talk about the Foot Forward Summit. Definitely join us next Monday when we are talking to Dr. Dana Stern. And as CJ mentioned, have some questions prepared for Dr. Stern. We would love to take your questions live and get some answers for you.
And until next time,
nail on. See ya.